Hello, it is Monday and it is a new weekly reading vlog. So I have quite a few updates and I'm gonna start with the disappointing one first to get it out of the way at the very beginning. So I finished Assassin's Apprentice, and this is probably one of the most unpopular opinions that's probably ever going to be on my channel, but I gave it 2 stars. I did not like this. There was, so on chapter 17, which is, so around about this far into it, there was a chapter 17, which actually caught my interest a little bit, and I was like, oh, maybe this is going to be a good ending and it's going to redeem the book for me. Chapter 17 was pretty alright. And if it had carried on like that, probably would have got a 3-star. But then chapter 18 all the way to the end was just back to being boring. Even when all the stuff was happening at the very end, I just had no interest in it whatsoever. There was no like, oh my god moments. Like, I genuinely did not care. It's such a shame, because I genuinely wanted to love this and I thought I would. But what can you do? Like, you know, it's not for everyone, and like, I have no doubt that it's not the book, because how can it be when everyone loves this book? Like, it's just not for me, unfortunately, which I am actually really sad about. So yeah, now on to the good stuff. I read some more of my buddy read of this. We are on chapter 14, so we are almost halfway through, or about halfway through. Things are happening. So Emma is realising things now, and I'm not going to say what, because obviously spoilers, but Emma is realising something, and yeah, things are about to get interesting. And then yesterday I did start another book. I have taken the dust jacket off, so I'm just gonna hold the dust jacket up. I started Blood and Honey. Also, look at it. Oh, look at my boy Reed. Oh, I love him. I am just under 200 pages into it. Me and Liv did some FaceTime like reading sprints last night, just us two, and I read like almost 200 pages of it because I just could not put it down. This is what happened with Serpent and Dove as well. I literally read it practically in one sitting. So yeah, I am really loving this, and this could be what gets me out of my slump, having this straight after devouring The Ask and the Answer. It could be what brings me out of my slump, which I really hope so, because I'm starting Eurovision-a-thon in less than a week. And then I started my buddy read of Fade Out, which is the 7th Morganville book. So me, my mum and my sister have been doing like 2 or 3 a month. However, because of Eurovision-a-thon, we are only doing 1 this month, this one, and then 1 next month, and then June we'll be back to normal with 2 a month. But yeah, this is book 7. Claire does not have a lot of luck, and you know, it just, things always happen to her. But I am very excited because I can't remember how this one goes. So yeah, I'm very looking forward to getting into this one this week. This one we are due to finish on Friday, so just in time for Eurovision-a-thon. But for the rest of the night, I think I'm just gonna play a little bit of Animal Crossing and then maybe finally play Spyro. I do need to get a heat pad for my back because the bottom of my back is really hurting, so I think I'm gonna do that. But I thought I would just give you a little update and start the vlog. And yeah, so I'll catch up with you maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Hello, it is Wednesday. I think it's still Wednesday. Yesterday was a bit of a cop-out day. Didn't really do anything. I was in a lot of pain. Literally spent the entire day with a hot water bottle at my back. Bit better today. Still not great, but better. But I have had a productive day. A very productive day. So, I had to catch up on my buddy read pages yesterday. And then obviously my buddy read pages for today. So I did that whilst working with the audiobook. So we're only this much left. We are due to finish it Sunday. However, I need to start my Eurovision-a-thon TBR on Saturday. So I'm going to just read tomorrow's buddy read pages. But then Friday, I'm going to read the last 3 days and just finish it a little bit early. And then I read my buddy read pages for the 7th Morganville book, both for yesterday and today's. I did read yesterday's pages yesterday. It was the only reading I did do yesterday. And then today I read today's pages. We are over halfway through. This one has a character called Kim, and I forgot how much I absolutely despise her character. And also, one of my actual favourite character acquired a spider and named him Bob the spider. So that was funny. Forgot about that. Also, fluffy bunny slippers with fangs. If you've read the book, you'll know what character I'm talking about. And then my biggest achievement for tonight. So I joined Becca's Patreon sprints, and I am so glad I did, because I have been reading Blood and Honey and I was on page 173. I'm now on page 440. I have less than 100 pages left. I'm going to finish this tomorrow. It's happening. I'm going to finish this tomorrow and I'm very excited. Because obviously I had to roll 2 books over from my March TBR to my beginning of April TBR. Asking the Answer I finished last week, and then Blood and Honey I am going to finish this week, and I already know I'm going to need book 3, Gods and Monsters, now, and it doesn't come out till later in the year, which makes me really sad, but also happy because I have the Fairy Loot edition ordered, and it will be arriving hopefully shortly after release. But yeah, so that was my updates for today. I'm really happy with that. But yeah, I obviously, because I didn't speak to you yesterday, I didn't have the chance to say, but on Monday I did end up playing my Spyro game until almost 1 AM. Oops. But I had such a fun time playing it. It's been so many years since I last played Spyro, and when I did last play Spyro, it was on the PS1. So yeah, it was so much fun diving back into the world of Spyro. So much fun. And also, me and Liv have been talking, and we are going to be planning a trip to Disney in Florida. I have never been to Florida Disney. I've only ever been to Paris Disney twice. Liv, however, has been to both Paris and Florida, and we are planning a trip for, I believe, end of next year. Obviously that might change because of, you know, COVID, but as it stands right now, we are planning for end of next year. Hopefully it goes ahead. But it's really fun planning it, and I'm trying not to get too caught up in the planning now because it's far too early. And I'll then be really sad that I've got like forever to wait. But yeah, I'm really excited to finally be going to Florida. The original plan, I was going to go with my friend Charlie and our partners in 2023, because it's the year both me and Charlie and our boyfriends turn 30. All of us turn 30 that year. So we was going to go then, but because of reasons, that's probably not that's not like really feasible for us anymore. So instead I'm gonna go with Liv next year, hopefully. and then me, Charlie and our boyfriends will just do Paris instead. But yeah, I'm really excited to go back to Paris and go to Florida finally, because but yeah, I am really excited. That's it for today. I'm really tired and it's gone midnight. I think it has gone midnight, so I'll catch up with you hopefully tomorrow. Before I go, I would just like to say that Reid has my heart. I say this about so many book characters, I know. Reid and Ansel have my heart, and I would just like to say Coco is consistently my least favourite character. I don't like Coco. Like, I don't want anything bad to happen to Coco. That would make me sad. But I don't like her. And that's probably a really unpopular opinion. But something happened with Coco, and I just really didn't like her. And I didn't like how Lou defended her. No, I'm not about that. But anyway, I don't want to say anything else because I don't want to spoil it. But anyway, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, it is Thursday. I'm going to get through some quick updates. So I did buddy read pages for Fade Out. Really excited to finish this tomorrow. Still absolutely despise Kim. Still absolutely love Mernin. Loving this. Read my buddy read pages for this. And for tomorrow, read one of my like all-time favourite lines from this book, which is something Julian says to Emma, and had to tweet it because best line. Absolutely loving this. Really enjoying the audiobook for this, so highly recommend the audiobook. The narrator does change for the other two books in this trilogy. Again, I can't remember her name, but she's the one that was in Gotham. Doesn't narrow it down, but yeah, but the second and third book in this trilogy, the audiobook is narrated by James Masters, so I'm also excited for that. So there's my updates for that. The reason I'm being so speedy is because I just finished this and oh my god. Like, I am doing like FaceTime reading sprints with Liv tonight because she needs to read her book. And I just finished this and I might have disturbed her reading because I was literally sobbing. Like, you can still see my face is red where I was crying so much. So something happened, obviously no spoilers, don't worry, no spoilers here, but something happened at the end of this book which I did not see coming at all, and it just shook me to the core, and I'm not okay, and I'm even more not okay because the third book isn't out yet. Why did I do this? I'm regretting my life decisions. I should have waited to read this until I had book 3, but no. Did I? No. But I put this through CawPile and it got 5-star. And I was thinking, because the Ask and the Answer also got 5-star, and I was like, oh, it's going to be like my favourite book of the month. This and the Ask and the Answer got exactly the same rating, as in like the numbers added up to make the 5-star rating in CawPile. They were both dead on 9. So I was like, well, which one's my favourite out of these two? And I'm choosing this one purely because when I finished reading the Ask and the Answer, I was like, oh, I wish I could pick up book 3. And I could, because it's right there. And I didn't. But with this, if I had Gods and Monsters in my hand right now, I would start it right this second. So for me, that means this is the one for me. This is my favourite book of the month. And I know there's still 8 days left, but I don't see myself having another favourite that's going to top this. So yeah, this killed me. I absolutely loved this. I love Reid. Reid is like the love of my life. Sorry, Dean. I don't know if Dean watches my vlogs, but if he does, I'm sorry, Dean, but it's fine because Reed isn't real. So I am now going to continue doing reading sprints on FaceTime with Liv so she can get her book read. I'm also like trying to like do a spreadsheet for books I own and that, because I want to be able to actually know exactly how many I have and how many I have read that I own. So I'm going to do that. But when we do a reading sprint, I am going to read the very first Moomin book. I think it's over there somewhere, so I'm going to have to grab it. Because for Eurovisionathon, I have the second Moomin book. So I need to read the first one, and it's only 67 pages, which is why I couldn't use that one for Eurovisionathon, because for Eurovisionathon, the books have to be over 150 pages, and the second book onwards are all like 170, 180 pages long, but the first one is only 67 pages. So the second book is on my TBR, so I need to read the first book now. But that's not going to take me long. That's probably like one sprint, maybe two, because it's a kid's book. So, and it's got like loads of illustrations in it and quite big writing, so won't take me long at all. Hello, it is Friday, and thank God it is Friday. I do have updates. So last night I didn't update you after my breakdown at the ending of Blood and Honey, but I did read The Moomins and the Great Flood. This is literally like 50 something pages, and it's just a kid's picture book, and it's cute, and I enjoyed it. Gave it 3-star. Well, it come out as 3-star on Corepile, but it's just really cute. Moomin Mama and Moomin Troll meet a Moomin creature, or a tiny creature, and they are in search of Moomin Papa, and it's just cute. So this was a nice little thing to read after my heart being ripped out by Shelby Mahurin at the end of Blood and Honey. Not going to stop thinking about that. However, today I have finished 2 books, so I've completed my goal for the week, because I have finished my buddy read of Lady Midnight, and I forgot how much the ending of this one hurts me because of what Emma does, which obviously I'm not going to say what she does because spoilers. But Emma does something at the end and it hurts. And I just want to read Lord of Shadows now, because I want everything to be okay again. But then Lord of Shadows and Queen of Red Darkness also ripped my heart out. So I can't win with Cassandra Clare. Really, can I? But yeah, that got 5-star, obviously. Has a Cassie Clare book ever got less than 5 stars from me? No. Although that one's a low 5-star, because it is my least favourite of the Dark Art Versus trilogy, but it is still up there as a favourite. Work that one out. And then I also finished my buddy read of Fade Out today, which is the 7th Morganville book. I actually forgot completely about the ending of this one. For some reason I thought it ended differently than it did. It's been a while since I read this one. It's been like 3-4 years. But I really enjoyed the ending to this, and still hate Kim. I do not feel sorry for Kim. Something happens to Kim, and I don't feel sorry for her in the slightest, because, you know, karma. But yeah, something Emil does at the end of this one, just like, I love, like, my heart just like bursting with happiness, because I just love Emil and Mernin. They are amazing. But I finished this. This was a 4-star, so they've been consistently 4 stars, and I know we're getting nearer to the part of the series where there's going to be a couple of 3 stars, because there's a couple of the books nearer the end of the series but not at the end that I do not like much. So I'm not looking forward to rereading those ones, but it's worth it to then get to books 13, 14 and 15, or 14 and 15 at least. So yeah, that's done. So I did not complete my April TBR pre-Eurovisionathon. I didn't get round to reading The Mercies. I didn't get round to reading Wind Witch, but I am going to have to like fit that in somewhere before Jade and that do their live show for it. But then again, I have read it before, so it's not the end of the world. I didn't get round to reading Storybound, and me, my mum and my sister ended up pushing the 8th Morganville book to the end of May instead. So that one doesn't count because that one's been taken off. So I didn't get to 3 of the books, but do you know what? It's not the end of the world. Like I said, Wind Witch I'm going to try and fit in. I'll be listening to the audiobook of that mostly, so I'll probably fit that in for like while I'm working or something. So that won't take up too much of my Eurovision-a-thon reading time. But I have no idea whatsoever which book I'm actually going to start with for Eurovision-a-thon. I think I might start with A Girl in Exile, because it's one of the library books, and 2, it's quite small. So if I can like get that done this weekend, but we'll see. I will catch up with you tomorrow when I have actually decided on a book to start with. And yeah, I will catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, it is Saturday and it is the first day of Eurovision-a-thon, and I'm starting with A Girl in Exile, and I don't think this is going to be a good read for me because I'm on page 3 and already the main character's girlfriend was crying, and when she said she doesn't know what she's crying about, he said, "You're just schizophrenic," which already, red flag. And then on the next page, he grabs her hair and pushes her head into the bookshelves. This isn't a good start, is it? I'm gonna try and read a bit more, but I'm worried about this book. But we'll see. I'm not gonna write it off just yet. I'm gonna try and read more, but I don't think I'm gonna like this main character at all. So yeah, I will check back in with you in a little while. So I finished A Girl in Exile by Ismail Kadari. This was my book for Albania. It is set in Albania. I believe the author might be Albanian as well. And this was translated from Albanian, so yeah, I think so. This got a 2-star. I'm not gonna lie, I ended up skim reading most of this. I didn't want to DNF the first book I pick up for Eurovision-a-thon, but I did not like this. So as I said before about the first little bit, major trigger warnings for suicide, because it's literally about a girl who commits suicide, like a girl in exile who commits suicide, and her body is found with this author's book, and it's signed and personalized to her, and the whole story is told from this author's point of view, and I just did not like the character at all. There was like a heavy focus on politics, which when it's in a fantasy world I don't mind a lot of politics, but when it's in our world it makes me so like angry at some of the things, and I'm not a massive fan of it, and I didn't realise that politics would be such a heavy topic in this. Also, I was sat in the sun for about 15 minutes and I'm burnt on my face. How? We're just gonna bypass that. So yeah, unfortunately not a great start to Eurovision-a-thon, but 1 book down on the first day, so you know, you've got to look on the bright side. So I think the next one I'm going to go for is the Polar Bear Explorers Club. This is for Icelands. I think I'm going to enjoy this one a lot more. This is a middle grade. It's quite a chunky middle grade, but hopefully I can get through it pretty good. And the only thing I really know, well, the main thing I always remember about this is from what what Jade from JD Ray Reads has said about carnivorous cabbages. So I'm very intrigued to hear more about the carnivorous cabbages. So yeah. So you can actually see my sunburn a little bit better now. I was literally in the sun for 15 minutes. I don't understand how this happened. And it was only this side, yet this side is also burnt. I'm so confused. I got mail today, and do you know what this is? I'm going to show you. So this, if you've ordered from her before, you'll know what this is. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold them all. So this is the A Court of Silver Flames bundle from Grace and Honey. I missed out on the original stock and then the first restock, because the original stock went up on the Friday before the 48-hour Bookopoly-thon, and I was asleep preparing for the 48-hour readathon at the time, so I missed the initial stock. And then the first restock the first restock was then 2 Fridays later, and I was asleep preparing for the 24-hour readathon. The next restock, I finally got them. So we have Valkyries, which is Sandalwood, Tahitian Vanilla, Casablanca Lily, and Ylang Ylang. This smells so good. They all smell really good. And it's glittery. I love the glitter. This is a really fresh scent. Is that the right word? It's really nice. This might be my favourite, maybe. We'll see. I think this is high up though. Then we have Atraxia, which is juniper, eucalyptus, sage, spearmint, and dew. This one's really fresh. This is going to be really nice for spring and summer. Also glitter. I really like that one. I think that might be the first. I might burn that one tomorrow. Then we have Lady Death, which is jasmine, saffron, amber, and fir. This one's quite strong, but I'm digging it. It's nice, and it's got red glitter. Oh, I love these candles so much. Don't even understand. Then you have Keep Reaching Out to Your Hand, which my mum also got one of these, so I ordered one for her as well. And this is pine, thyme, sea salt, jasmine, lilac, and violet. And then the last one is Lord of the Bastards. We have a Cassian candle. Oh. And this is citrus, birch, cedarwood, and black leather. And this one is a really, really strong smell. But I think this one's going to burn so nicely. So I don't even need to put my nose right up to this one. It's just, you can really smell the black leather, but I love the little glitter in this one. Yeah, you can really smell the black leather. It's really strong, but I think this one will be a really nice one to burn. So that was one bit of mail. And then I mentioned the other day about me and Liv are planning a trip to Orlando. We both got magical planners. This is from Magic Moon. We actually got the ones that were on sale because they're like seconds, because they have marks in them. And I was looking through, and the marks are like tiny, like little dots that aren't going to affect my use of this at all. But this is like such a handy guide, like flight comparisons, resort comparisons, package comparisons, spending budget. Who has a budget at Disney? I should. Bucket list places to visit, souvenir guide, must do, restaurant goals, snack goals, character goals, ride goals, and so on. There is so much in here. There is even, and I think this might be my favourite bit, let me find it, and there's also for like when you're actually there as well, like ride tracker and stuff. It's going to be incredible. This is my favourite bit. This is bounding ideas. So if you don't know what Disney bounding is, which I didn't know until the first time I went Disneyland Paris and Liv told me about it. Obviously, as an adult, you're not allowed to cosplay. Like, you're not allowed to dress as the characters at Disney, obviously, for obvious reasons. But you are allowed to Disney bound, and I have done a few Disney bounds now. So my favourite one is my Anna Disney bound I did in 2019. Me and Liv Disney bounded as Anna and Elsa, and it caused us to have the best interaction with Kristoff during the parade, and I'll never forget it. And it was amazing. Editing Becca just popping in to say, I didn't actually say what Disney bounding was. So obviously you're not allowed to cosplay, but there is nothing against, there's no rules against you dressing like the characters in a subtle way. So I'm going to add a picture here. This is the Disney Bounds of Anna and Elsa that me and Liv did. We dressed in the colours and we had ears. I mean, if I just move this, you can see my Anna ears above me. So yeah, we dressed like it, and it was enough that people knew we were like Anna and Elsa, but we wasn't trying to be Anna and Elsa, so kids wouldn't get confused and come up to us thinking we were Anna and Elsa. So yeah, that's basically what Disney Bounding is. But yeah, we both plan on doing Disney Bounds probably every day we're in Disney. So I'm very excited to plan. Oh, we're not going for at least a year and a half, and I'm already like, but yeah, I'm very excited to start planning that. I did not start this yet. I am going to try and start it tonight because it's not even 10 p.m. yet, but I'm very tired. But this evening I watched the last 2 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I like live tweeted my reactions without spoilers on my Twitter for the last episode. It was a journey, but then I edited this week's vlog up until this point, so I'm gonna have a lot more time to read tomorrow, so that's very good. But yeah, I'm gonna try and start this now, but for now I'm gonna wrap this vlog up. Next week is the first full week of Eurovision-a-thon, so hopefully gonna get a lot of books read, fingers crossed. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week's vlog. I'm really happy with how this week went, even though I did, you know, have 2 2-star reads. I also had a 5-star, 2 5-star reads and a 4-star read. So, you know, it's still pretty productive. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.